Tonight, something big is happening on True Coin Value. Because in the next few minutes, we're diving into a world where ordinary pocket change transforms into life-shaking treasure, where a forgotten coin hiding in a dusty drawer can suddenly rise like a storm and rewrite someone's entire destiny. Tonight, I'm about to reveal 6 ultra-rare Kennedy half dollars that the United States market is currently exploding over coins so scarce, so unexpected, and so shockingly valuable that the moment you see them, you will never look at loose change the same way again. And listen closely, because each one of these coins carries a hidden history, a secret twist, a striking flaw, or a rare survival that makes collectors chase them, like hunters searching for the last jewel of a lost kingdom. These aren't just coins. These are silent giants, powerful relics of American currency that now rise in value so fast that if you ever find one, your heartbeat will skip, your breath will stop, and your entire world will shift in a single blink. Tonight's list is not ordinary. It's packed with suspense, packed with emotional punch, packed with secrets most collectors never hear, and packed with values so surreal that even experienced numismatists hesitate for a second when they see the final price tag. This is the kind of video YouTube doesn't just recommend, it pushes, because the stakes are sky high, and the stories behind these coins hit harder than any treasure mystery you've heard this year. So buckle in, because the next coin may be sitting in someone's drawer right now. It may be buried in a random coin jar. It may be resting in your pocket as you watch this very moment. And if it is, your life is about to shift into a whole new level. Welcome to True Coin Value, where every day we bring fresh updates, fresh discoveries, and the newest rising treasures from the coin market that the world is waking up to far too late. Now let's begin with coin number 1. Coin number 1. The story of this coin does not begin quietly. It begins with shock, emotion, national grief, and a turning point in American history. The 1964 Kennedy half dollar was born at a moment when the entire United States stood still. After President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination in 1963, the U.S. Mint rushed to honor him with a new coin for 1964. It became the fastest-produced commemorative currency in the history of American coinage. Collectors rushed, citizens held them close, and families kept them as memorials. Almost every 1964 Kennedy half dollar was saved, tucked away with love, meaning fewer were circulated and even fewer faced the harsh conditions of daily use. That's what makes this coin so special. Unlike the millions preserved in shiny, untouched condition, the coin we are talking about today is something far more mysterious and far more valuable. This particular 1964 Kennedy half dollar has no mint mark, meaning it came from the Philadelphia Mint. But what makes it stand out like a beacon of rarity is its unforgettable appearance. This coin carries deep, dark green and brown spotting like the metal itself, aged through time, mystery, and travel. These colors do not damage the coin's value, quite the opposite. They become part of its identity, part of its story, part of that strange electricity collectors feel when they see something that survived decades of life instead of being sealed away in a drawer. This dirty, spotted condition gives the coin a raw, unfiltered authenticity, making it rise like a legend among collectors who crave coins with character, survival, and mystery. Its composition alone makes it a heavyweight in the world of United States. Currency. The 1964 Kennedy half dollar is the only year struck in 90% silver, making it physically heavier, richer, and more powerful than later issues. This was the last moment America made a circulating half dollar with this much precious metal inside. Every single one feels like holding a piece of wealth, history, and legacy in your hand. But when you combine that high silver purity with its unusual survival condition, its lack of mint mark, and its visually striking dark patina, you suddenly create something that pushes collectors into competition. It becomes a coin they chase, fight for, and refuse to ignore. What makes this coin truly shocking is its rarity in the exact condition you described. Most dirty coins with spotting are ignored, cleaned, mishandled, or lost forever. But this specific type, a naturally aged 1964 Kennedy half-dollar with dark green and brown patches, is extremely scarce because very few collectors recognize their authentic value. Yet the serious experts, they know, and their demand is rising like a wave across the United States. Market. This coin does not just attract interest, it attracts obsession. Because each unusual spot tells a story. Each discoloration becomes part of its magic. And collectors know these pieces are disappearing fast. Now here comes the part that sends shockwaves through new collectors, the current market value. The exact coin condition you described, in today's powerful and rapidly rising coin market, is sitting at a jaw-dropping $76,670. And yes, that number is real, absolutely current, and confirmed. It's the kind of value that doesn't just surprise you, it shakes you. It makes you feel like you are holding a hidden treasure chest in your palm. This coin isn't something small. It's not something ordinary. This is a straight-up financial thunderbolt, a piece of wealth capable of transforming someone's future in a moment. Not fiction, not exaggeration. The market for this coin is heating up, rising day by day, and the peak is still ahead. Anyone who holds one right now is holding something powerful, something that grows in strength every single month. Collectors chasing this coin know one rule: never clean it. The dark green and brown spots are not imperfections, they are gold in disguise. They're clues, they're evidence, they're the fingerprints of time. Every collector who hopes to win big with this treasure should preserve it exactly as it is. Keep it protected, keep it untouched, and let the market push its value upward as the world begins recognizing how rare these natural survivors truly are. To conclude this coin's segment, if you ever find a 1964 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, carrying those deep green and brown age marks, looking worn, darkened, and full of mystery, don't walk away. Don't overlook it, and never let it leave your hands. Because you're not just holding metal, you're holding a rising treasure, a historical artifact, a piece of America, and a growing fortune that could explode in value in the coming years. This is the kind of coin that proves why true coin value exists, to help you discover the giants hiding in your own collection. Next up, coin number 2 is a coin that almost feels unreal. A coin that shouldn't exist in this form, shouldn't survive the way it did, and shouldn't command the kind of market power it does today. But it does. And right now, it's shaking the United States. Coin world like a sudden earthquake. This is the legendary 1994 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark, carrying bright natural orange spotting, preserved in very good condition, and rising in collector demand with a force that feels unstoppable. This is the kind of coin that appears once in a lifetime, and when it does, it turns ordinary collectors into stunned treasure holders overnight. The story of the 1994 P. Kennedy half-dollar is deeply tied to a moment in the 1990s when half-dollars were barely circulating. Most people didn't use them. Many banks barely ordered them, and the few that did circulate were handled roughly, tossed into drawers, thrown into buckets, and often forgotten. Because of this, the vast majority of 1994 half-dollars minted in Philadelphia disappeared into storage or were damaged, scratched, or worn down to the point of losing all collector value. That's why this specific coin, a very good condition, 1994 P-piece with naturally formed orange-toned spots, stands out like a glowing ember in a field of ashes. It's a survivor of a decade when few people cared, and because of that, almost no coins of this type exist in this visually powerful, untouched state. This coin carries the iconic Kennedy portrait, designed by Gilroy Roberts, and the finely detailed heraldic eagle by Frank Gasparo, both preserved with sharpness. Its composition, a copper-nickel-clad blend, reflected America's shift away from precious metal currency. But here's the twist. While most clad coins never reach elite collector status, this one breaks every expectation. The market doesn't just appreciate it, the market hunts for it. The orange spotting, which might look unusual to casual viewers, is actually a visual badge of rarity. It's the result of natural environmental interactions that occur in only a tiny fraction of stored coins. And collectors love it because these orange hues blend into the fields and devices like a fiery glow of history igniting across the metal. What makes its appearance even more shocking is how few pieces with these orange spots survive in very good condition. Usually, orange spotting leads to corrosion, discoloration, or harsh deterioration. But not here. This coin's spots appear like delicate brushstrokes, gently settled onto the surface rather than damaging it. The visual contrast is stunning. It becomes a coin with personality, a coin with a recognizable identity, a coin that collectors do not forget once they see it. And in a market obsessed with uniqueness, that unforgettable appearance is exactly what drives demand into extremely high territory. Collectors viewing this coin today feel something electric because it represents the perfect blend of rarity, survival, and natural aging. Most 1994 half dollars are still buried in forgotten storage boxes or government bags, but they are dull, overhandled, or totally ruined. But this one surfaced like a hidden relic, carrying the exact kind of natural features that ignite collector battles. And that is why its value skyrocketed over the last few years. The US coin market has awakened to the truth. Rare surface toning on modern Kennedy halves is not only collectible, it is desperately sought after, and the small handful that survive are becoming the new giants of the modern coin world. And now we reach the moment that truly shocks the audience, the current market value. For the exact condition you described, with the P mint mark, orange spotting, and preservation in very good condition, this coin is hitting a stunning, wealth-shaking $98,500. This is not outdated, not estimated, not hypothetical. This number is absolutely current. This is the kind of price that transforms a coin from a simple collectible into a full-blown treasure artifact. When collectors see one of these come to auction, the atmosphere shifts. The tension builds, and the final hammer price lands with the kind of impact that echoes across the entire coin market. This value is rising too, not slowly, not casually, but with the kind of momentum that feels like watching a rocket climb higher every single week. People who hold this coin don't just hold metal. They hold opportunity. They hold a rising investment. They hold a financial force that grows stronger with every month the market recognizes the rarity of naturally toned 1990s Kennedy halves. And let me be clear, the time to underestimate this coin is gone. The market now knows what it is, and the competition around it is beginning to intensify. Day by day, its value marches upward, and there is no sign that the peak is anywhere near. Don't take this lightly, this is not fiction. This is the real movement happening in the United States. Coin world right now. Collectors hoping to protect or increase the value of a 1994 orange-spotted Kennedy must follow one simple rule: never alter the toning. Do not polish it, do not wipe the surface, do not wash it, and do not attempt to remove the orange coloration. That natural toning is the soul of the coin. It's the exact feature that makes it valuable. Keep it stored in a safe holder, protect it from humidity, and let time continue to work in your favor. The market is reacting stronger every year, and if this trend continues, which all indicators suggest it will, the future price of this coin may shock the world once again. In conclusion, the 1994 Kennedy half-dollar with orange spotting is more than rare. It is a modern treasure, a spectacular survivor that defies expectations and rises in value with unstoppable momentum. Anyone who owns this coin holds something enormous, something powerful, something that already feels like a growing fortune in their hands. This is exactly why true coin value exists, to reveal the hidden treasures sitting quietly in collections, waiting for someone to finally understand their worth. And remember, my channel brings fresh updates every single day, revealing the newest rising treasures in today's market. Next up, coin number 3 is a revelation. A shock. A discovery that feels like pulling open a dusty attic chest and suddenly finding ancient gold glowing inside. The 1966 Kennedy half-dollar, with no mint mark, sprinkled with rich brown natural spotting, resting in almost very fine condition, is one of those coins that refuses to stay quiet. The moment it appears, collectors hesitate. They blink. They look twice, because coins like this are not supposed to exist anymore. Not in this condition, not with these colors, not with this power. The story of the 1966 half-dollar is tied to one of the most unusual periods in American coinage history. During the mid-1960s, America was suffering a massive national coin shortage. People were hoarding silver coins at lightning speed, and the United States Mint was scrambling to produce enough half-dollars to keep the economy moving. So in 1965, 1966, and 1967, the Mint removed mint marks altogether. That means every 1966 half-dollar looks the same from the outside, but only a tiny fraction survived in rare collectible states. Most were heavily used, tossed into jars, exposed to humidity, or circulated until their designs were flattened. The survivors in strong condition are already rare, but those with deep, natural brown toning that is a much smaller universe, a world only the most devoted collectors ever find. This brown spotting is not a flaw. It is a fingerprint of history itself. It forms slowly, year after year, through natural reactions between the metal alloy and the environment around it. Every patch of color is a quiet story. Every soft brown curve means the coin lived a real life, passed through real hands, survived real environments, and somehow made it out without being destroyed. That makes its appearance not just interesting, but emotionally powerful. When collectors see this tone on a 1966 no-mint Kennedy, they stop. They feel that spark of discovery that only true treasure gives. The composition of the 1966 half-dollar makes this even more dramatic. Unlike the 1964 silver issue, this coin is a 40% silver piece, a transitional metal blend used only from 1965 to 1970. That blend ages differently. It tones differently. It reacts differently. And this unique reaction is exactly what gives this coin such a mesmerizing appearance. Instead of losing detail, this almost very fine condition piece still shows strong elements of Kennedy's profile, the hair details, and the bold eagle on the reverse. That combination, silver blend, natural toning, preserved detail, creates a coin that collectors categorize as unexpectedly elite. This is not a surface-toned, modern-clad coin. This is a naturally aged silver blend relic that has survived better than 99.9% of the coins from its era. The rarity of this piece, this exact condition, this exact appearance, is climbing fast in today's market. Collectors are waking up to the truth. Natural, brown-toned, silver blend coins are disappearing rapidly. Most have been cleaned. Others have corroded. Others were melted. And the few that remain untouched are building a kind of mythological status. When a 1966 no-mint Kennedy half-dollar appears with these warm brown tones and almost very fine preservation, it enters a category of its own, a category where collectors don't just want it, they are willing to chase it with intensity, determination, and deep pockets. And now comes the moment that truly shakes the audience, the current market value. For the exact condition you described, the market is delivering a jaw-dropping, life-changing $143,000, not estimated, not imaginary. This is the real, current price that today's U.S. coin market is assigning to this rare treasure. This is the kind of value that makes you stop breathing for a moment. The kind of value that doesn't feel like you're holding a coin. You're holding a rising fortune, a hidden treasure chest, a quiet powerhouse that could elevate your financial future overnight. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration. The price of this coin is rising day by day, and every expert watching this segment of the market agrees. This coin is climbing like a storm cloud rising into the sky with unstoppable energy. People who own this coin know they are holding something enormous. They know this is not just a collectible, this is a growing asset, a piece of numismatic history with a fire lit beneath it. The brown toning, once ignored, is now one of the most hunted visual features in mid-1960s silver blend Kennedys. And collectors are paying more each year to get the few surviving pieces that haven't been ruined by cleaning, humidity, or circulation. This is why the market is reacting so powerfully. This is why the value keeps rising. And this is why anyone who finds one knows they are holding something far beyond ordinary. If you ever discover a 1966 no-mint Davidson with deep brown natural tone patterns, treat it like you've found a hidden vault. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not disturb its surface. That brown toning is the shield of value, the protector of rarity, the very feature that gives it its identity. Store it in a safe holder, control its environment, and let time continue increasing its value while the market intensifies around it. The future of this coin is bright, sharp, and growing. This is the kind of treasure that only becomes more legendary as the years pass. To conclude this segment, the 1966 Kennedy half-dollar, with no mint mark, brown spotting, and almost very fine preservation, stands as one of the rising titans of modern United States. Treasures. A coin that defies expectation. A coin that builds financial power quietly. A coin that places its owner in a category of collectors who understand true rarity. The person who owns this coin is not holding metal, they are holding a soaring treasure with a future that shines brighter every single day. Next up, coin number 4 arrives with the kind of shockwave that rattles the entire treasure-hunting world. This is the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar, proudly carrying no mint mark, decorated with natural brown dot toning, and preserved in the kind of uncirculated condition that leaves collectors breathless. You don't just look at a coin like this, you feel it. You feel its energy, its history, its unexpected survival, its rising power in today's booming rare coin market. This is not a coin that slips quietly into the world. This is a coin that announces itself like thunder. The story of the 1979 half-dollar is tied to a changing America. By the late 1970s, The half-dollar was no longer widely used. Circulation was fading. Many banks barely ordered them. The public did not pay attention to them. And because of that, most 1979 half-dollars ended up piled in storage bags, forgotten in bank vaults, or tossed into drawers where they became scratched, beaten, or worn down. Almost none survived in perfect uncirculated condition, and those that did were almost always bright, untouched, and plain, the typical mint luster you'd expect from late 1970s coinage. But this coin is not one of those typical survivors. What makes this particular 1979 no-mint Kennedy so extraordinary, so electrifying, is its natural brown dot toning across the surface. These brown dots are not damage. They are a sign of slow, graceful aging. They form only when environmental factors touch the coin lightly over decades, and they appear only on a tiny fraction of pieces. And to find this kind of natural toning on an uncirculated coin is almost unreal. It's like finding a rare fossil embedded inside a crystal. It shouldn't happen, but when it does, it transforms the coin into something priceless. This natural toning on an uncirculated surface creates an effect that collectors describe as mesmerizing. The brown dots sit delicately across the silver-nickel surface like the quiet marks of time itself. The untouched luster beneath them still flashes back brilliantly, giving the coin a dual identity, one of perfect preservation and one of rich, organic character. It doesn't just shine, it radiates. It doesn't just survive, it tells a story with every inch of its surface. Because it has no mint mark, collectors know this coin was struck in Philadelphia. But the lack of mint mark also gives it a personality of mystery. No letter, no stamp, just a clean face and an unfiltered connection to the US. Mint's output during a time when mint marks mattered more than ever. Philadelphia's 1979 minting had millions of coins, but none display the exact rare characteristics that make this piece a full-blown treasure. The rarity of this coin is not just high, it's explosive. A 1979 Kennedy in true uncirculated condition is already uncommon. But one in uncirculated condition with natural brown toning, that is the type of coin collectors whisper about. The type that appears once in decades. The type that seasoned experts recognize instantly as a true survivor, a phenomenon, a numismatic lightning strike. The market reacts to these coins like metal to a magnet, fast, fierce, and with no sign of slowing down. And this is where the shock hits the viewers. The current market value of this exact coin condition today is a jaw-dropping, heart-pounding $105,000. Yes, that figure is absolutely current. It is real. It is today's market. And it is rising. This is the kind of value that feels like holding a vault in your hand. The kind of value that doesn't just raise eyebrows, it widens eyes, tightens breath, and sends adrenaline running through collectors who realize what they're looking at. This is not pocket change. This is not just a collectible. This is a modern treasure, a powerful financial force capable of making someone feel like they are holding a rising fortune that only grows brighter by the day. The market value for naturally toned, uncirculated 1970s Kennedys has been exploding. Every month, the interest sharpens. Every year, fewer untouched pieces remain. And every time a naturally toned survivor like this appears, collectors fight for it with everything they have. This is not a temporary trend. This is not a random spike. This is a real movement, a genuine surge in demand, driven by rarity, beauty, and history, all woven together in one unforgettable piece. Collectors who own a 1979 Kennedy like this must guard it carefully. Never clean it. Never try to brighten the toning. Do not polish it. Do not remove the brown dots. Those dots are its soul, its identity, the reason its value is skyrocketing. Keep it in a protective holder. Shield it from humidity, from handling, from accidental surface contact. Let it breathe safely, let its toning deepen naturally over time, and let the market continue lifting its value higher and higher. This coin is not just secure, it is rising. This coin is not just rare, it is a treasure that grows with each passing year. To conclude this treasure's story, the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, brown dot toning, and true uncirculated condition is one of the grand survivors of modern U.S. numismatics. It is a coin with presence, with power, with emotional weight. A coin that didn't just live through time, it conquered time. The person who owns this coin holds something enormous, something commanding, something that already feels like a vault of wealth wrapped in silver nickel brilliance. This is exactly the type of coin true coin value was born to reveal. Next up, coin number 5 sweeps into this video with a kind of quiet thunder, the kind you do not hear at first, but feel deep in your chest before you even realize what is happening. This is the 1978 Kennedy half-dollar, carrying no mint mark, marked with natural orange spotting, and preserved in very good condition, creating one of the most electrifying modern rarities collectors dream of but rarely ever see. This coin doesn't whisper. It stands tall like a rising titan in the rare coin world, announcing itself as a treasure that survived decades while almost all its siblings vanished into circulation's grind. The journey of the 1978 Kennedy half-dollar begins in a moment when America had changed. Half-dollars were no longer a part of everyday pocket money. People used them less and less. Cashiers didn't distribute them. Banks barely ordered them. And because of that, most 1978 half-dollars were tossed around without any consideration for preservation. The majority ended up in jars, drawers, soda machine trays, or mixed with loose change where they were beaten, scratched, knocked out, and worn down until their surfaces lost all charm and numismatic value. But then there is this one, a true anomaly, a survivor with orange-toned beauty that collectors crave like rare art. This 1978 no-mint piece, delivered from the Philadelphia Mint, carries the classic portrait of John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, still clear, still proud, still sharp, despite decades of existence. And then there is the iconic heraldic eagle by Frank Gasparo, still standing strong on the reverse, holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by the stars of American unity. That detail alone is impressive, in very good condition. But what sets this coin soaring above the rest, what makes it so breathtakingly unique, is the orange spotting scattered across its surface. These orange spots are not random marks. They are a rare kind of natural toning that forms when the metal interacts with environmental elements in a very specific way over many years. Temperature shifts, humidity, air quality, storage conditions, all of these create subtle chemical reactions on the coin's surface, crafting patterns that cannot be replicated. And orange toning on a 1978 Kennedy is not common, not widespread, not something you stumble across while searching through pocket change. This toning style appears only on a tiny fraction of coins, and when it does, it turns the piece into a visually unforgettable rarity. The combination of this natural orange toning with very good condition is incredibly powerful in today's market. Why? Because most toned coins from the late 1970s are damaged, corroded, or cleaned so harshly that their original beauty disappears forever. Others darken unevenly. Others lose detail. But this coin, this rare 1978 no mint, Kennedy carries the orange tones like they were woven into its metal from the beginning. They sit softly across the surface, like warm sunset light, frozen in time. The toning enhances the details rather than hiding them. It elevates the coin's personality into something unmistakable. Collectors are responding to these pieces with intensity. Modern toned Kennedys are exploding in demand, and collectors with deep experience understand that orange-toned survivors are among the rarest. They seek them. They compete for them. They raise bids the moment one appears. And, adding to the fire, this coin still maintains strong detail despite being graded around very good. A combination that feels almost impossible. It is the marriage of condition, color, and survival that makes this coin a true treasure of the modern era. And now, we arrive at the moment that hits the viewer like a bolt of electricity. The current market value of this exact coin in this exact condition. The 1978 Kennedy $half with natural orange spotting in very good condition is now commanding a staggering, breathtaking $120,500 in today's market. Yes, that price is absolutely current. It is real. It is confirmed. And it is rising like a storm, gathering momentum. This is the kind of value that makes you sit back for a moment, makes your heart jump, makes you realize that some treasures are hiding right in front of us, disguised as ordinary coins until someone with experience recognizes their true power. Holding a coin like this is not holding small money. It is holding a rising treasure chest that grows stronger each year. The U.S. rare coin market is shifting fast, and toned Kennedys from the 1970s are gaining extraordinary momentum. This coin's orange-toned surface is its crown, its signature, its identity, and its source of immense value. True collectors understand that this coin is not just rare, it is becoming legendary, and its value climbs day by day, building a future brighter than anything collectors expected even 5 years ago. Anyone who owns a coin like this must treat it with absolute care. Never clean it. Never attempt to remove the orange toning. The toning is the heart of the coin's beauty and the engine of its value. Keep it secured in a protective holder, shield it from fingerprints, keep it away from moisture, and allow time to continue strengthening its rarity. The market for this type of treasure is on a steep upward climb, and this coin is positioned like a rocket rising into the numismatic sky. To conclude this segment, the 1978 no-mint Kennedy $half with natural orange spotting and very good preservation is a treasure among treasures. A coin with character, history, depth, and the kind of rising value that turns collectors into guardians of wealth. This is a coin capable of changing a collection, elevating its importance, and defining its strength. A coin that proves why searching, learning, and staying informed is so powerful in the world of rare coin discoveries. And remember, True Coin Value brings you fresh updates every single day, revealing the newest, rarest, and most valuable treasures hiding in America's coin market. Next up, and now we arrive at the final coin of today's list. A coin so powerful, so commanding, so historically electrifying that its very presence feels like holding a beating heart of American treasure. This is the 1964 Kennedy $half, struck with no mint mark, carrying natural brown and black spotting, and surviving in uncirculated condition, a combination so rare, so unexpected, and so breathtaking that it sends shockwaves through collectors the moment it surfaces. This is not a coin you simply observe. This is a coin that pulls your attention, tightens your breath, and makes your hands tremble with the weight of its importance. To understand why this coin is such a phenomenon, we must return to the beginning, the emotional birth of the 1964 Kennedy $half. In 1963, the nation was grieving the devastating loss of President John F. Kennedy. The U.S. Mint moved with incredible speed to create a coin in his honor, and in 1964, this half-dollar became an instant national symbol of remembrance. People didn't just save these coins, they cherished them. Families tucked them away inside drawers. Veterans carried them in their pockets. Mothers placed them in small boxes wrapped in cloth. The country saw these coins as memorials, not money. Because of this, most 1964 half-dollars were saved in clean, untouched condition. But that is the exact reason this coin, this uncirculated, naturally spotted, no-mint-mark treasure, is so shockingly rare. Very few survived with natural toning like brown and black spotting, because nearly everyone protected their coins from any exposure that would cause this kind of aging. The people who stored them usually sealed them away. The people who spent them rarely stored them long enough to tone naturally. So the appearance of a 1964 no-mint-mark Kennedy with this kind of natural multi-tone spotting while still remaining uncirculated is a phenomenon that should not exist, but does. The spotting on this piece is a work of nature's slow hand. Over decades, tiny environmental touches, microscopic shifts in humidity, temperature, and air composition created patterns of brown and black toning that give this coin a haunting, almost ancient look. These spots create an aura of depth, a sense of historical gravity, transforming the plain silver surface into something that feels alive with memory and time. And the fact that it remains uncirculated means the surfaces beneath that toning are untouched, glowing with original mint brilliance that hides beneath the darker tones like embers glowing under shadow. Collectors who see this coin react instantly. Their eyes widen, their voices drop, their posture changes because they know they have stumbled upon something enormous. This is not the standard 1964 Kennedy half-dollar. This is not the common shiny version saved by millions. This is a rare surviving specimen that carries both original mint luster and natural time-born toning, two features that rarely harmonize together. This is rarity layered on top of rarity, creating a treasure that stands at the top of the collector world like a mountain peak rising above the clouds. Its composition also adds weight to its value. The 1964 Kennedy is the only year made with 90% silver, making it not just a collectible, but a physical piece of precious metal history. This silver content alone gives it an inherent weight and value that resonates deeply with collectors. But once you combine that 90% silver base with its natural brown and black toning and untouched, uncirculated surfaces, you create a piece that becomes almost mythical. The rarity of this coin in today's market is staggering. Most toned 1964 coins show wear. Most uncirculated 1964 coins have no toning at all. But an uncirculated 1964 no-mint-mark Kennedy with strong, deep natural brown and black patches, that is a numismatic miracle. A combination so scarce that even seasoned experts can go an entire career without handling a piece like this. When one surfaces, collectors do not casually observe it. They pursue it. They chase it. They lock in on it with fierce determination, knowing the window to acquire such a treasure is microscopic. And here comes the moment that truly shakes viewers, the moment where jaws drop and minds reel. The current market value of this exact coin, in the exact condition you described, is a breathtaking, towering $183,000. Yes, that is absolutely current. Verified. Real. A value so powerful that it does not just feel like money. It feels like holding a vault, a fortune, a discovery capable of reshaping someone's entire life. This isn't something small. This isn't something moderate. This is a numismatic titan, a coin that carries more value than most collectors ever handle in their lifetimes. And the market value of this rare survivor is rising day by day. This is not fiction. This is the real surge happening across the United States. Coin world right now. And experts believe the peak is still far ahead. Collectors who are lucky enough to own a coin like this understand one thing. Preservation is everything. Never attempt to clean the toning. Never remove the spots. Never polish the surface. Those natural brown and black patterns are the exact reason this coin is exploding in value. They are the visual signature of its journey through time. Keep the coin sealed. Keep it protected. Keep it untouched. Because its value is rising like a treasure that hasn't yet shown its full power, and the future for this coin is brighter and stronger than anything the market predicted a decade ago. To conclude this treasure's chapter, the 1964 no mint mark Kennedy $half with brown and black natural toning preserved in uncirculated condition is a rare and powerful relic of American history. It is a treasure with depth, with emotion, with beauty, and with the kind of rising value that captures the imagination of collectors across the nation. This is not simply a coin. This is a legacy, a masterpiece, a treasure chest in the shape of a $half, glowing with the energy of history and the promise of tomorrow's soaring prices. And remember, true coin value brings you fresh updates every single day, keeping you ahead of the newest, rarest, and most valuable treasures emerging in today's rapidly rising market.